Alright, let's begin. Can you hear it? Everything well? Nostrils blocked? Okay, back to Dr. Zayne. You're a Psy girly. Oh, you're a Psy girly. Okay. You must be one of those kittens. The sound of footsteps reverberates a hollow echo upon the marble floor. Now looking up, Zayne once again sees that familiar silhouette of the girl. In the quiet hospital corridor, its walls greyish blue and dimly lit by an incandescent light. Only the girl stands bright and resolute. Is this the Zayne that we just... Is this the Zayne that we just read about in the anecdote? Is this why I was recommended to do it this way? Oh my gosh, I think it is. Yearning to call out to her, yet incapable of making a sound, he has no choice but to quicken his pace. He runs after her. Yet at that moment, terrifying black crystals erupt from the surrounding walls.
No. Stop.
Without the warning, the entire space distorts. Those sharp spikes hurtle toward the girl's throat. The what? Is he trying to kill her? Without the warning. Panicking, she turns to face him. As their eyes meet, her lips quiver in despair, softly whispering broken, desperate sounds. Zayne! Zayne! Zayne? Zayne? Inside Aksho's rehabilitation center, Zayne suddenly opens his eyes. He's in a sleeping pod and his unfocused gaze slowly adjusts. Do you have another nightmare?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it connects. It freaking connects. Rubbing his temples, he sits up, and in his eyes is a reflection of my concerned expression.
Don't worry. Lying down in a large box with eyes staring at me. If I could sleep well with that happening, then you'd actually have something to worry about.
Hey, I care about you. And what else am I supposed to do? Someone has gotten a good night's sleep ever since he returned from Mount Eternal. Someone hasn't, sorry. He also keeps using nightmares as an excuse. After returning from Mount Eternal 2 months ago, Zayne's health hasn't been good. It's gotten to the point where he can't even sleep at all. However, he doesn't talk about what happens in the Arctic. His recurring nightmare is the only thing he willingly shared with me. Now you still have a business trip next week. And at this rate, the doctor might end up collapsing before his patients.
Even if I collapse, there will always be another doctor to take over. No matter what.
I press my finger against his lips as a warning. No matter how many doctors there are, they're for other people. My doctor is right here, in front of me.
All right. I'll be careful and stay alive.
Now don't let my worries be a burden on you. I think you started having nightmares after I gave you that crystal fragment from the N109 zone. Zayne takes his coat from the coat rack beside the wall. Together, we enter the corridor.
They aren't connected, so don't overthink it. It's just a coincidence. Speaking of which, there's been progress with the analysis of that crystal.
Is it related to Protocol Syndrome?
At the moment, I've developed a hypothesis based on the data. I'll share the details with you once there are conclusive results.
Now stepping into the elevator, I press the button for the ground floor. Zayne's reflection appeared on the closed doors, the dark circles under his eyes underlining a deeper weariness. Come on, man, take your time. You should deal with your insomnia first.
Since I can't sleep, I might as well be productive with my time.
Hey, I know that feeling, buddy. Working on video edits and all that cheese. Yeah. So it's not that doctors can't treat themselves. They don't actually want to be treated. I ordered some milk for you. It'll be delivered to your place and should help you sleep. Also, the hypnotic music. Damn, my
Are you referring to the
triceps.
lullaby playlist? Did you forget how old I am?
Oh, guys, my triceps are aching like crazy. I hadn't gone to the gym like this whole month, and I went back 2 days ago. Oh my gosh, my body's just not used to it. I'm just trying to help as a normal hunter. You don't have to listen to me, Dr. Zayne.
Since I am your one and only doctor, I should listen to you.
We step out of the elevator and my watch begins to ring. Now someone's calling me. I gesture to Zayne and then move to the side to answer it. Think of the gains, bro. Bro, Caleb, bro, dude. How many push-ups can you do, bro? Captain Jenna.
Hey, are you available right now? We've detected beta protocurve activity in a certain location.
After a brief explanation, the Captain Jenna quickly ends the call. She sounds better. This old one does.
Why are you frowning? Did something happen?
My mission got an update. I need to check in with Captain Jenna, so I might not be able to have dinner with you. Just as I'm about to sprint to the hospital's main entrance, a pair of hands lands on my shoulders.
Don't run just yet. I'll drive you there.
Thank you, my boy. Now, upon arriving at the association, I find Alpha Team's office engulfed in silence. Only Jenna stands before the control desk. Her gaze is fixed on a few zoomed-in photos that are being projected.
Perfect timing. Let's look at these together.
She waves her hand and those photos are pushed towards me. And as I approach to get a closer look, it becomes evident that a distinct figure appears in every picture. The figure is also marked with conspicuous colors, which show traces of a beta protocol. All of them are from the same Wanderer.
Yes, including this morning. Andrew has found its traces 5 times. Beta protocurve activity was detected in every instance.
Now that means it's related to an ether core.
It could very well be carrying one, or an ether core fragment.
Another screen comes into view, showcasing an array of data and information, and positioned at the center is a blurred image of a Wanderer.
This Wanderer can move by distorting space, and we haven't captured a complete image of it yet. However, the Intel department made a discovery. In areas where it did appear, many patients with protocore syndrome have fallen into a coma. Some even go into shock.
My gaze then falls on the left side of the screen. The text reads, Location, Chanzia City.
I'll be heading to Chansha City next week. There are a few patients with a severe case of protocore syndrome, so they require Oxo Hospital's assistance for their treatment.
Those patients that Zayne mentioned might actually be victims of this Wanderer.
Right now, we suspect there's a connection between these 2 incidents. We could start looking into those patients. And it just so happens that Oxo Hospital will send a medical team to Chansha City next week.
Captain, I would like to make a request. Let me join the medical team as a hunter escort to the investigation of the Wanderers.
Your request has been approved. Our Chansha branch has also started its own operation. Your mission is to confirm whether or not there are signs of an ether core. You can contact us anytime if you need help. We'll be there to offer whatever assistance we can.
Understood. I'll be careful. As I leave the association, Zayne's figure appears in the distance. He's been patiently waiting by the road. Just as I'm about to walk over, a massive bouquet of white roses suddenly appears and engulfs my vision.
Miss, I've heard so much about you. It's an honor to finally meet you in person.
And you are?
I'm sorry. I almost forgot that this is our first meeting. But you should have already received my business card a few days ago, along with the flowers.
This man has a gentle gaze as if to be friendly. He extends his other hand towards me.
I'm Carter, from Xander Sciences.
I recall seeing a business card that had mysteriously appeared on my desk not too long ago. It was accompanied by attention-grabbing deliveries as well. Oh, those were from you?
Thanks to your efforts in apprehending those protocore merchants, Xander Sciences was able to recover a valuable batch of protocores. Many patients were saved as a result. Naturally, I wanted to express my gratitude. I wonder if you'll do me the honor of having dinner with me, miss?
She already has plans for tonight.
A hand pushes away the bouquet. Zayne then pulls me to his side, and he moves to stand between me and Carter. Upon seeing Zayne's face, Carter's expression noticeably darkens.
What a coincidence, Zayne. It's been such a long time since we last saw each other. Why don't the three of us have dinner together? My treat.
My gaze quickly shifts from Carter's smile to Zayne's indifferent eyes. I sort of understand what's going on. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter. The association strictly prohibits hunters from accepting dinner invitations for work purposes.
Let's go.
Just as I'm about to turn around, the bouquet blocks my path again.
Miss, I understand there are rules about not having dinner, but the flowers didn't do anything wrong, right?
Before I have the opportunity to decline, Zayne swiftly takes the white roses. He glances at them, and with a blank expression, he gives the roses back to Carter.
They're much appreciated. Unfortunately, there's no room for them in my car.
Miss Hunter?
With Zayne holding my arm, I leave. Carter persistently follows us.
Actually, I'm here to give you a reminder.
He's a stalker, isn't he?
The outside world isn't as safe as Lincoln. Be careful when you're traveling.
It's the first time I've met Carter, so it might be a spoiler.
Seatbelt.
Zayne turns the steering wheel and the car joins the stream of flowing traffic. That guy seems to know you pretty well, huh? Are you acquainted with him? And Xander Sciences. I feel like I've heard that name from somewhere. And also Ori Oodles. That's another name I've heard of as well.
Your colleague praised you, saying there are things only the two of you can do. I'm very curious now. Xander Sciences will provide you with the best staff, the best lab, and even the best treatment.
Ori Oodles, thank you for the follow. The person Raymond mentioned when we were at his place. That's Carter, right?
We studied under the same professor. That's it. The paths we're walking are completely different.
You two aren't like-minded from what I can tell. I also feel like he's... I wouldn't say he's crazy, but he's weird. It's a little suspicious. It wasn't obvious he didn't show up just to invite me to dinner. And I can see you're very cautious around him. Is there bad blood between you two? Like, you can tell me about it.
It's not interesting.
Zayne has bad blood with someone. And he's wary of him? Isn't that interesting already?
The fact that he gave you roses is more than enough to put me on high alert.
Someone's getting jealous.
But when he told you to be careful while traveling, I doubt that was a simple, friendly reminder.
Just as I'm about to tell Zayne about my trip, I think twice. I shake my head and smile. Well, maybe Carter was annoyed by how we were ignoring him. And that's why he tried to scare us. Zayne glances at me, a hint of amusement in his eyes. He doesn't say anything else about this topic. 3 days later in Lincoln Airport. Who the hell is this guy? And he's got a model. Guys, he's got a model. Have I seen this guy before? This can't be another ally, right?
So, you're our hunter escort this time.
Pleased with Grayson's reaction, I can't help but imagine if he's a love interest. I move closer to him and shake my plane ticket at him. What's that expression? Do you feel relieved, or are you even more anxious?
Do you want to know the truth?
Thompson. I know who Thompson is. He had a model as well, right? Yeah, he did. Okay, fine. I'll let you slide for now, Grayson. While Grayson's tone sounds light-hearted, a subtle tinge of concern appears on his light expression.
They say the hospitals are doing an academic exchange. But in reality, we're going there to help them. Why else would they send such a large team? Or even request a hunter escort for that matter?
Having Zayne fly all the way there, the situation must be pretty bad.
Actually, the main problem is with one of the patients.
Grayson lowers his voice and leans in closer.
His biopsy results show that the crystals in his heart have a certain shape and structure that's different from the ones you'd see with protocore syndrome. Also, when he was admitted to the hospital, he caused a metaflux burst.
As if worried I wouldn't believe him, Grayson takes out his phone and shows me a
My friend who
video.
works at Chansha Hospital sent me this. All the flux stabilizers in the ER went down.
It was a mess. In the video, the sound of an alarm fills the air and the light flickers uncontrollably. Despite the shaky and blurred footage, the chaotic nature of the scene is unmistakable. An abnormal heart, a sudden burst of metaflux, a picture begins to form in my mind, something strangely familiar.
Thankfully, no wanderers showed up. But it's strange considering how high the fluctuation index was.
Is that how Caleb exploded? Was that his heart? Or Grandma's heart? Because that was an explosion. The fluctuation index only tells us the chances of a wanderer appearing. It's not guaranteed. But given the nature of the energy fluctuation, it's weird not a single wanderer appeared. I watched the video again to search for anything I might have missed. Is the metaflux a result of the patient being exposed to the wanderer and the beta predicurve? Grayson, do you mind showing me the other documents related to this?
Sure. What would you like to see?
Thanks, buddy.
You shouldn't make assumptions when things are still uncertain.
As Grayson and I lean in, a hand suddenly appears between us. Grayson is slightly nudged to the side.
Dr. Zayne?
In one smooth motion, the hand takes the phone, turns off the screen, and then places it back in Grayson's hand.
Chansha Hospital was built a long time ago. It's not uncommon for their flux stabilizers to experience malfunctions. As for the patient's biopsy results, they need to be further analyzed along with other reports. It's too early to jump to any conclusions.
I lock eyes with Zayne. He stands before me with one hand resting on the handle of his suitcase. Good morning, Dr. Zayne. I hold up a paper bag. Do you want a black tea cake or egg sandwich? You can only choose one. Of course he's going to pick the black
I'll
tea
have the
cake.
cake.
Of course he would, you good boy.
Did you arrive at the airport early to buy breakfast?
When did I ever say that? I retrieve my suitcase from behind a chair and proudly present my ID as a hunter escort to Zayne. Surprise!
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to my expectations, I see no traces of astonishment in Zayne's expression. Instead, he calmly hands me a hot French vanilla latte.
Have you ever thought about who approved and signed your escort application and ID request?
The flight takes several hours, and eventually the phone lands at Chansha Airport. Boarding the shuttle sent by Chansha Hospital, the medical team immediately heads to their destination. The chief of surgery, his hair already starting to grey, exchanges pleasantries with Zayne before quickly delving into a discussion about the patient.
They're on ECMO. After the open heart surgery, adhesions began to develop. And this morning, we saw the crystals spreading. They're very close to the lungs now.
Then we'll have to perform surgery as soon as possible.
Zayne quickly flips through the patient's medical record while putting marks on the paper.
crystal extraction is already a complex procedure. Those adhesions, we're worried the patient won't be in a stable condition while under anesthesia.
This is our only option. We must perform the surgery.
Let me guess. Comes a monster, we fight them, pew, 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 and then all's good, right?
Let's reassess the patient's health and proceed once his physical condition allows it.
A few hours later, the surgical lights are turned on in the operating room. The rhythmic sounds of medical equipment reverberate. Led by Dr. Zayne, a team of medical staff focuses on the surgery at hand. The observation room is filled with people, and their gazes are fixed on a large screen. On it, a pair of hands using a scalpel to meticulously remove tiny crystals.
Clear the view.
Is that Zayne wearing... Hey, he kinda cool. After ensuring there's no unusual activity, I make my way back to the glass.
Dr. Zayne is brave for taking on such a risky case.
Captain Willow?
We meet again.
During my previous visits to Chansha City, we worked together, and after exchanging formalities, she shows me the updated table. In a matter of seconds, the record of a wanderer's recent activities appear on my watch's built-in 3D map. It managed to traverse the entire city in 5 minutes. I've never seen a wanderer move that fast before. Captain Jenna said there's no clear image of the wanderer yet. Do you have any new leads?
We did some comparisons. Aside from the protocurves not aligning, the Wanderer closely resembles Mist.
But if you look at all the data, the traits this wanderer exhibits are different from the mists I've seen.
Yeah. I don't know what got into it, and how it managed to hide so well.
Perhaps the ether core made it mutate or something. So suddenly, discussion erupts next to us. It draws my and Willow's attention to the screen. A scale-like tiny crystal is slowly being peeled away from the edge of a blood vessel.
Surgeons have some steady hands, huh?
That crystal is exactly like the ones on the monsters in the N109 zone. Zayne must have noticed it too. Regaining my composure, I immediately look at him. Under the surgical cap, his eyes remain calm and focused. He continues with the procedure until the crystal is placed onto the surgical tray.
All right on the ultrasound? Yes, it came off. Any bleeding? No. Let's wrap it up.
Applause erupts throughout the observation room, and relief washes over me. However, I feel a strange, unusual tremor in my chest. Something is rapidly expanding. Am I going to explode? Metaflux? The alarm from the flux stabilizers resounds throughout the entire operating room. Captain Willow and I exchange a look and immediately get to work. She starts evacuating the spectators while I run to the intercom. Zayne, a wanderer is about to appear. You need to move.
Dr. Zayne, the patient's blood pressure is dropping. Increase the adrenaline to 0.1 micrograms.
The alarm becomes louder. I immediately pull out my gun and aim at the area where the energy fluctuation has peaked. The faint energy fluctuation dissipates, yet the tremors I feel in my chest show no signs of subsiding. Zayne, you need to leave, or else it will be too late.
The patient's vitals are unstable. Moving them isn't feasible right now.
Through the glass, Zayne looks up at me, his gaze as calm as ever.
Can you suppress the accumulating metaflux with your evil?
I meet Zayne's gaze that carries a subtle attempt to comfort me. My attention turns to Grayson and the others who are visibly worried. They await my response. I'll do my best.
Give me 5 minutes. Let's continue.
I knew it. Didn't I say? A pew! A pew pew! A choo choo! A pew! A pew! I did say. I was like, yep, this gonna be surgical and then the pew! The pew! Okay. We'll give it all we got. Using my evo and the flux stabilizers, I successfully buy the necessary time for Zayne to finish Suturing, I'm assuming. Suturing. Stitching up a wound, yep. Suturing. When the surgery ends, the meta flux suddenly dissipates, as if what happened earlier was an illusion. Other medical staff will handle the follow-up with procedures, and I change out my sterile suit. Just as I'm catching my breath, Zayne pulls me into the lounge where there's no one around. Oh, I was
Give me your
hoping
left
he'd
hand. I'll
he'd
do a
be
quick
in the whole
evil
thing.
examination.
Zayne sets down a metal tray, picks up a cotton ball soaked in medicine, and begins to disinfect my hands. I'm fine. I might have overdone it, but my use of evil is better than before.
While that is how you feel, I suggest waiting for the results and listening to what your primary care physician has to say. Also,
A cool sensation emanates from the palm of my hand as he holds my fingers. He applies patches to each one.
you should be well aware that the metaflux earlier wasn't something an ordinary wanderer could generate.
You knew since the beginning.
Don't tell me you actually believed I thought you were a hunter escort whose sole purpose is to protect us.
Of course. You and Dr. Noah have known about the existence of ether cores for a while now. Straightening my posture, I start to think. You noticed it during the surgery, right? That crystal was very similar to the sample I gave you. I'm almost 100% sure the Wanderer that attacked this patient is related to the ether core. And it's possible the ether core made those monsters in the N109 zone transform into their current state.
Not necessarily.
The examination machine beeps. Zayne observes the fluctuating numbers displayed on the screen as he continues to speak.
The ether core shouldn't be what's causing the mutations. Your heart's integration with one is a perfect example, given the extent of the mutation you've described. I'm more inclined to believe that someone attempted to be smart, but ended up failing in the process.
Are you saying someone is responsible for the appearance of those monsters and this patient's condition?
I'm merely speculating. Don't forget, in this world, many forces covet the ether core. You haven't met all of them yet.
You're right.
All is well.
The machine beeps, which indicates the end of the examination. Zayne carefully removes the patches from my hand and puts them away. In the quiet room, the second hand of the wall clock moves quietly, blocking the faint light enveloping us. I can't help but yawn. Oh, I told you I was fine. I have to say there's a problem that I'm being a little tired right now, dude.
Watching a surgery must have been boring.
No, not at all. It's actually my first time seeing you perform surgery. You looked cool. Taking a paper bag from the table, he settles on one side of the couch. He grabs a sandwich and pulls it apart with his clean hands.
The hospital cafeteria is closed. We'll have to make do with what's available to us.
While the chaos has subsided, the persistent scent of disinfectant lingers in my nostrils. While my body is tired, my mind is still excited. I decided to direct my excess energy to the surgeon himself. Well, weren't you listening to me before? Someone said he'll learn to accept compliments from others.
I accept your compliment.
Don't touch my hair. The sandwich bread is already flat and no longer looks appetizing. With the finesse of a seasoned chef, Zayne lifts the bread and removes the greasy bacon. He then proceeds to discard the wilted lettuce, leaving only the ham slices, red cabbage, and shredded pork that have withstood the test of time. Today will be very memorable for me. Not only did I see you perform surgery for the first time, but I also had the privilege of observing a sandwich undergo surgery.
I've just removed the parts that experienced excessive nutrient loss
Bye,
and
Hell
would have impacted
Blossom.
digestion.
Bye. See you next time. Is nutrition one of the things you research? Is there anything Dr. Zayne can't master?
I have to admit that when it comes to accepting compliments, I'm not very good in front of you. But I suppose there's a chance for you to teach me in person.
Looking at me with a meaningful expression, Zayne places the surgery-affected sandwich into my hand, then pulls out his phone. And doom scrolls. Baffled, I lean in and watch as Zayne taps on a message notification. He opens up a new medical team group chat which was created earlier today. Grayson has shared a group photo there, where the medical staff, their smiles tinged with weariness, hold glass vessels that are visibly cracked. Were these cracked by the energy I couldn't contain when I lost my target?
You overdid it, yes. But the medical staff said you're the most surprising hunter they've ever seen.
They don't need to go that far. Embarrassed, I sheepishly laugh. I quickly shift my attention to eliminating the sandwich. Before Zayne can speak, his phone abruptly starts ringing.
Hello?
Upon hearing the voice on the other end, Zayne freezes. Surprise appears on his face.
The patient woke up?
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just going with the story because I'm enjoying it. Now, when Zayne, Grayson, and I arrive at the entrance to the ICU, a nurse approaches us.
Do you know why he regained consciousness so quickly?
We're not sure. He shouldn't have woken up already. Look at this, Dr. Zayne. All his vital signs are improving.
Yo, I didn't know Halsey was in the game. Yo, where's Halsey? Yo, Halsey, I didn't know you was in the game. Yo, that was kind of OD. Yo.
We're not sure. He shouldn't have woken up already. Look at this, Dr. Zayne. All his vital signs are improving.
That's definitely Halsey, 100%. She's like, Dr. Zayne, touch my notepad. Look at it. Zayne and Grayson change into sterile suits and enter the ward. I wait outside.
Can you hear me? Do you remember where we are? Look at my finger.
I really wasn't expecting him to save the patient when they were at death's door.
Mr. Carter.
Hello. We meet again, miss.
With the sudden appearance of Carter, I cautiously step to the side. However, he greets me with a smile. He raises both of his hands.
Don't get the wrong idea. I wasn't following you. This patient happens to be an important client of Xander Sciences. After hearing about the incident, I decided to pay him a visit.
So you weren't there when he was in critical condition? I don't think he's that important to you.
What do you mean?
He leans against the wall and casually looks at the glass door.
If it weren't for Xander Sciences, his fragile heart would have stopped a long time ago. What we're pursuing is far more stunning and ambitious than these petty solutions.
Is that so? Observing my indifferent reaction, Carter furrows his brow. A hint of disappointment appears on his face.
Aren't you curious about the kind of work we're doing?
Frankly, no. He shakes his head and his usual pretentious smile graces his face again.
It's okay. You'll be interested someday. After all, only Xander Sciences can provide answers to the questions about your heart.
Frowning, I suppress the urge to ask more. I redirect my attention back to the ward.
Hey, Dr. Zayne wants you inside.
Thank God. Grayson hurriedly walks out and hands me a sterile suit.
Excuse me, this is the ICU. For the patient's sake, we kindly request that unrelated individuals leave.
Having no intention of paying any more attention to Carter, I change into the sterile suit and enter the room. The man lying down on the bed has his eyes half open. His voice is weak yet infused with tangible excitement.
I'm back. I'm back. All his vital signs appear to be normal. However, Under normal circumstances, a person wouldn't recover this quickly.
As Zayne talks, he redirects a meaningful look at me.
More anomalies may occur. Stay on your toes.
Acknowledging his warning, I nod. I move to the bed, introduce myself, and state the purpose of my visit. I then proceed to ask questions. Hey Davis, it's Natalie. You okay? I'm the Hunters Association representative here, protecting you and the employees of this hospital. We have Zayne, you probably have met him, from Axo Hospital. Yeah, he's pretty good at what he does. We're just going to ask you a couple of questions, okay? Alright, so, Davis, you said you're back. Where were you exactly?
It trapped me. I couldn't get out. It was like a nightmare. I couldn't wake up.
I turn on my watch and pull up a picture of mist. So when you say it, do you mean like this?
Yes. It was that thing. It was inside of me. But it wasn't.
I was going to make a joke then, but it didn't seem like a time to joke.
It was inside of me. But it wasn't.
Suddenly, the vital signs monitor starts beeping loudly. The man on the bed begins convulsing as if something started choking him. Metaflux. Zayne! I quickly pull out my gun and sense a more intense fluctuation. It surges and engulfs the entire room instantly.
Grayson, transfer the patient to another room and prepare for resuscitation.
Unexpectedly, a rift appears and reveals the shadowy figure of a wanderer. Moving myself to the front of the bed, I point my gun at the wanderer. However, it disappears in the blink of an eye. A second later, it materializes like a phantom in another location.
Hey, behind you!
Evading its slash, I aim my gun at the center of the fluctuation. However, a tremor overwhelms my chest. I barely feel any pain. Only a dense white fog surges before me and obscures my vision. The ward dissipates as if my surroundings are transforming into another realm. The last thing I see is Zayne rushing towards me. Zayne! Watch out. Interesting. I'm so locked in, guys. I'm enjoying this. It's like an anime or like a drama. It feels as though my body is plummeting into a thick fog. This sensation of weightlessness threatens to push my heartbeat out of my chest. And amidst the chaos, I muster all my strength to find something, anything to hold onto. And after what feels like forever, my feet touch solid ground. My surroundings become clear. Bathed in dim, feeble light, a long corridor appears before me. Its end remains hidden in the mist. Am I at the hospital? What? No. I feel a faint tremor in my chest. A familiar energy fluctuation surges with the mist. It drags me somewhere. This fluctuation is from an ether core. I'm probably in the Wanderer's protofield. As I stand in the empty space, the sound of approaching footsteps reaches my ears. Turning around, I notice a dark figure. Zayne? An onslaught of sharp ice crystals materializes around me. They're ready to pierce my heart. Ah! The ground beneath me disappears and I find myself falling into a sense of weightlessness again. And as I float in this void, blurred lights and sounds rush past me like an avalanche. It's the other Zayne! Within the boundless darkness, it's as if a pair of hands is gently lifting my tired soul. I struggle to open my eyes, and after feeling my steady heartbeat for several seconds, I sit on my bed.
You're awake.
It's the other Zayne! It's the killer Zayne! It's the Dawnbreaker. He's the Dawnbreaker. By the floor-to-ceiling window stands a figure wearing black clothing. He turns around. Behind him are dilapidated buildings and the sunset's tender light. Zayne? The figure takes another step, his appearance nearly overlapping with the dark figure I had seen before. I moved back.
How are you feeling?
After hesitating for a moment, I reach out and touch his cheek. I trace his eyebrows and the contours of his face. I recognize the features I know so well. In this silence, he remains motionless. He just looks at me. I'm fine. I think I just had a dream. Yeah. Perhaps it's the influence of the protofield that caused me to have those strange illusions. Shaking my head, to clear my thoughts, I shift my focus to the room. The cracked greyish-white walls, across a space where a sofa, holographic screen, refrigerator, and various functional home appliances exist in close proximity. It looks like the home of someone who struggles with living a normal life.
Do you remember what happened in the ward?
The wanderer that suddenly appeared, the tremor in my heart, and Zayne running towards me. Memories gradually find their way back to my mind. Are we still in the Wanderer's protofield?
Yes.
Following Zayne's gaze, I get up from the bed and join him looking out the window. As the final remnants of twilight vanish, the city stands before us under a light blue sky. Its desolation is evident. This place is a rusted skeleton of its former self. We just traversed the multiverse. And although it's faint, the energy fluctuations around us are similar to an ether core. The Wanderer's protocol must possess an ether core's energy. But in my dream, it's as if the chill from those ice crystals still lingers in the air. I grip my arms more tightly.
You're awake now. Remember that whatever you dreamt about was only a dream.
A blanket is draped over my shoulders. I reach out, but he walks away before I can touch him. Zayne opens the refrigerator, revealing a collection of peculiar bottles with mysterious liquids and a jar half filled with chocolate. Oh my gosh, dude, the kid! The kid! After opening the drawer, he offers a few pieces to me. The packaging unexpectedly fancy. I'm not hungry.
According to my perception of time, you've been unconscious for 2 days.
Huh?
If you don't eat or drink something, I'm afraid you won't have the energy to find the Wanderer.
The scent of chocolate saturates the air and ignites my appetite. What if the Wanderer launches a surprise attack while we're resting? Despite my words, I find myself sinking into the worn-out couch. I unwrap the chocolates with Zayne. I look up, and my gaze falls upon a bit of vibrant green on the desk. It's a flower pot with a jasmine in it. It sticks out like a sore thumb in this desolate world. While the branches and leaves retain the green hue, the stem has already started to wither. Is it normal to see jasmines in a Wanderer's protofield?
What are you implying?
The patient who was attacked by the Wanderer fell into like a nightmare. They were trapped in their own dream. In other words, the environment we're currently seeing in the protofield must also be a manifestation of someone's dream. And I don't remember ever seeing anything here. So, this is your dream?
Are there any comments you'd like to make about it?
Even in a world as broken as this, chocolate still exists. I expected nothing less from you.
Shouldn't you be saying something like, "Thank goodness it's Zayne's dream. We can still eat chocolate."
Zayne, who's wearing nothing but black clothes, appears somewhat strange. Maybe this is how he sees himself in his dreams.
I have dreamt of this place. However, the jasmine hasn't wilted yet, and the world itself isn't in such a dilapidated state.
Is this the nightmare you've been having then? Zayne is quiet for a while before responding in a soft voice.
Yes.
Don't be scared. Dreams are the opposite of reality. I offer the unwrapped chocolate to his lips. I'll try it. Who knows? Maybe the chocolate in your nightmares doesn't even taste like chocolate. He lowers his head and he eats the chocolate.
It's carrot flavored.
Liar. He looks out the window again, where the silhouette of a bird flies across a darkening sky.
Since dreams are the opposite of reality, perhaps I'm not a doctor in this one.
So this is Dr. Zayne dressed up as the black coat Dawnbreaker Zayne. But he's still the Zayne that we know, right? It's not Dawnbreaker pretending to be... It's not Dawnbreaker pretending to, like, know us, is it? It's the Zayne we actually know, isn't it? He's just wearing the clothes because he's in a dream. Everything is a hazy blur in dreams, yet in Zayne's dream, the flowers, trees, streets, and shops appear with remarkable clarity. I can't help but wonder how long this dream has haunted him, incessantly replying itself to the point where every detail is fleshed out.
While it resembles my dreamscape, I can tell it's a proto-field. Over there.
He guides me to the entrance of a narrow alley. The road ahead is covered in thick fog. It's as if we've reached the edge of the dream itself. From the fog, a cluster of black crystals has emerged. It blooms like a flower and is as tall as a 3-story building. It blocks the path. A protocol cluster.
It regenerates very quickly after it's broken. I'd say it's as good as new within a few seconds. Yes, I tried destroying it before you woke up.
As I recall my past battles, a hypothesis forms in my mind. I think I know what's going on here. There must be another protocol cluster in this protofield, and they provide energy to each character. We need to destroy both of them to leave this protofield.
Eating sweets certainly makes one smarter.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I gesture towards him. Though I'm only slightly smarter than you, let's be honest. Chuckling, Zayne pulls down my hand. Since this is your dream, do you think you know where the other protocol cluster is?
When you're in a proto-field, using evol in a scientific matter is more effective than dreaming.
It's like in a domain expansion. The protofield is practically drenched in erratic energy fluctuations, yet amidst the entangled of proto-curves, I detect one that stands out. I open my eyes and point in a direction. From what I've sensed, there. Similar energy fluctuations appear from another direction. I look at Zayne. Which one would you like to pick? Insane butterfly, hello there. Nice to meet you. Zayne looks into the distance. I don't know if I imagined it or not, but some sort of butterfly emerged in his eyes.
The one that's farthest away.
The far end of the city is cloaked in black mist, resembling the gaping maw of a beast hidden in the shadows. Nope, I want that one. I understand this is your dream, so you know where the dangers are, but are you going to face them alone again?
This is my dream. I can get to my destination faster than you.
But your dream isn't exactly being nice to you right now, is it? Maybe the more you try to use it, the more it will use you instead. Let me go instead.
You.
Don't push yourself when you're in trouble, bud. I got your back. That's a tip from your hunter escort. Smiling, I take a step back and pat him. I take a step and pat his back. Without waiting for Zayne to respond, I wave and start walking.
Don't push yourself. That's a tip from your primary care physician.
Behind me, I hear a soft sigh followed by Zayne's words that are tinged with worry. Turning around, I catch a glimpse of him standing in the shadows. He's far away now, so I can't clearly see his expression. I press my lips into a thin line and nod. Regardless of whether it's him or me, we know we'll always support each other. As the girl walks away, her figure disappearing from the fork in the road, Zayne turns his gaze towards the alley's depths. Within the thick fog, a broken streetlight flickers intermittently. He raises his hand. Part of the mist detach themselves from the air, spiraling and condensing. They coalesce into icicles above his palm. Dark impurities silently emerge from within them, but they stop spreading just as they're about to breach the outermost layer of the white crystals. It's as if a looming black hole threatens to consume everything pure and white, yet a thin, unwavering layer of pristine ice remains resolute in being the last line of defense. This is the other one, the other Zayne. Shadows stretch, and in the boundless fog ahead, the protocol cluster awaits his arrival like a slumbering wanderer. Within the mist, the cold wind materializes as aggressive figures sluggishly stir. The ice crystals in his palm slice the air and seemingly hit nothing, but a protocol cluster shimmers for a fleeting moment. As more wanderers emerge, their roars resound and their figures phase in and out. The ice crystals solidify into sharp blades. Zayne delivers his attacks with decisive precision. Blades of ice tear through the darkness, and a pungent scent permeates the air. The ground beneath his feet slowly transforms. It turns soft and slimy like a sludge, stubbornly clinging to his legs. Dazed, Zayne looks down, peering through the mist and layers of unclear ice. His gaze falls onto his palm.
Zayne!
A bloody hue taints his hand, and an eerie shadow is cast over his senses. That's Grayson! He's momentarily transported back to that bone-chilling nightmare. Zayne is shocked. He looks up and knows who's standing before him. The tension is palpable, gripping him.
William?
It's too late. Please.
In the howling icy wind, Zayne hears his heavy breaths, and once again, he's returned to the endless snow-covered expanse of Mount Eternal. Bloody tears stream down from William's empty eye sockets, then an array of faces emerge from the cluster's projection.
Aren't you going to celebrate my birthday with me? Why did you kill me?
Is that the kid?
Aren't you a doctor? You should have saved me. Why didn't you save
Oh
me,
my gosh.
child?
Zayne, please. Kill me.
He's suffocating. He's trapped. His head is spinning. Zayne notices his fingers are trembling uncontrollably. He staggers back only to trip over something again.
It's just an illusion. It's not real. It's not.
More and more hands stretch out towards him. They're frozen. The space around him shatters and distorts into mirrors. They reflect his bloodshot eyes. They reflect his hands are clenched so tightly that veins bulge. A black icicle suddenly pierces through the mirrors and shatters part of the protocol cluster. The protocol cluster doesn't regenerate. It resembles a cliff teetering on the edge, ready to collapse in on itself.
She made it.
As the mirror shards dissolve into black mist, the cold light intensifies and casts an ethereal glow. Determined, Zayne thrusts the ice blades towards the human figure. Zayne! The ice blade stops as Zayne's pupils contract. It's her. But she can't possibly be here. They're your patients. How could you? Am I next? You'll kill me, right? No. You're not Zayne. Who are you? It's a face he knows so well in this unspeakable nightmare. Her expression is filled with disbelief and pain. Yeah, it's her. Zayne, kill me! Black ice flowers bloom from her chest, their petals unfurling. She's as light as a piece of paper, separated from life's weight, yet she falls almost with a thud in his stiff embrace. Buzzing engulfs Zayne's ears as he once again pulled into the depths of a never-ending nightmare. While he knows it's an illusion, he can't break free. At that moment, the cracked protocol cluster pulsates with a blood-red light. The air trembles around it. The massive shadow before him breaks along with the other protocol cluster. The illusion in his arms changes again, but he doesn't look up. He only clenches his fist.
It's time to end this.
A cold gleam flickers and pure black ice crystals surge beneath him. They freeze every figure that lurks within the shadows. The darkness is suppressed, and his surroundings change. It's foggy. A blurry figure gradually emerges from the cracks in this space. Zayne conjures black ice and takes aim. However, his body becomes immobile as if he's frozen in place.
You shouldn't throw yourself into danger just for her.
Who?
His entire body becomes encased in ice. Black crystals pierce his chest and spread to his fingers. The intense pain leaves Zayne back drenched in sweat. He's unable to control his body as he collapses. His heart races in fear as he hears that cold voice.
Seek your destiny. Only then can you be redeemed.
So it is Dawnbreaker Zayne having another nightmare, or maybe transported somewhere. As the protocol cluster shatters, a distant tremor ripples through the air. The space around me transforms into mist and moonlight shines down. Then the fog dissipates. I can feel the ground beneath my feet. I cautiously assess my surroundings and see I'm in a garden at the back of a hospital. Something's not right. This is Lincoln's Axo Hospital, but we should be in Chanshire. My heartbeat quickens and a sense of foreboding washes over me. Holding my gun, I push open a door that leads me to the hospital. Behind the door, a white mist emerges. Can I just say that Zayne led me in a wrong direction so that we can escape for free, right? And then he took on the baddies and the protocol cluster himself. I think so anyway. Because we exited the mist, as you can see. When it cleared, I noticed I was back at Zayne's place. And by the couch, someone was lying on the floor with their back to me. Zayne!
Be careful. We haven't escaped this dream. There are 2 layers, and the Wanderer is still here.
I rushed over to Zayne and help him up. He weakly presses his hand against his left shoulder. His expression alone shows how much he's in pain. The ice. Zayne clenches his left hand and moves away from my hand.
The ice. It's dangerous. Don't touch.
Okay.
It's too dangerous. I won't be able to control. Leave. Now.
A sudden voice in my head gave me pause. Despite the warning, I leaned in to inspect Zayne's injury, feeling my heart sink with each passing moment. There are no visible external injuries on his body, yet a blackened ice spreads across his wrists and neck. It doesn't seem like it will disappear anytime soon. I don't think you're just losing control of your ego. Let me see if I can help. Come on, give him the energy.
Don't worry. I'm fine. It was just...
Spreading. It doesn't look like you're fine. Here. It starts to melt since my method's working. The bloody writing's too quick. Since my method's working, just sit tight for a while.
Don't waste your time on me. We can still go after.
Focus on taking care of yourself first. Push him down. From now on, you listen to me, buddy. It doesn't matter if it's related to health or combat. There's no use resisting. If I were you, I would pause and read the script. Just listen and follow along. I'll help you suppress your evil first. Tell me the area I should resonate with you so you can recover faster.
My left shoulder. A little lower.
Yeah? You might be more familiar with what happens in dreams, but I'm an expert in dealing with wanderers. If you rush in head first, you'll skip the first line that... Flipping out, it's fast. If you rush in head first, I won't save you. Does that feel good?
I would hope so.
You...
I know how this nightmare ends. Wanderers aren't the only threat here. When push comes to shove, leaving me behind might be for the best.
I'll always keep my word. What else do you need me to do, aside from leaving you here?
If I do something that ends up hurting you, don't go easy on me.
You wish. Didn't you agree that you'll do whatever I say? Well, here's my first order. You're not allowed to talk like that anymore. Wait, this is... Zayne, be careful. No, stay back. I'm drifting.
Letting you step into this nightmare, perhaps was another mistake. But at least I have one last choice.
What is he doing? What? Oh, he's taking the problem. As I gather my thoughts, the weary face before me momentarily merges with a blurry image of Zayne in my fragmented memories, but they immediately separate. Wait... When I was pulled into the protofield, I was attacked by that wanderer and lost consciousness. The wound should be on my body, but it's... gone. I give Zayne an inquisitive look. I want an answer, but he averts his gaze instead. Zayne, what did you do while I was unconscious? My hero. Oh man. The forever stoic sufferer. Zayne, what did you do while I was unconscious? Is this why you're losing control of your evil? His silence confirms my suspicions. I lower my head and my hands that rest on his tighten. Before the worrying guilt in my heart coalesce into coherent words, they disappear because of Zayne's presence. He lowers his head, and his chin rests on the top of my head.
You're my hunter escort, correct? Protecting you was protecting myself. And
So he
after
is the...
subjecting you to a distressing dream, ensuring you can leave safely is the least I should do.
He knows then that we are his hunter escort, unless it's from his dreams. Why are you making it sound like you dragged me through hell and back? Your dream didn't hurt me, the mist is exploiting it.
What if the Wanderer wasn't the only source of danger? You've seen how bleak and oppressive this dream is. As you said, it's not exactly being nice to me. Perhaps the dream itself is the real threat here.
Zayne talks slower, enunciating each word with a gentle tone. It's as if he's trying to calm his simmering inner turmoil. I realize something. After we entered the protofield that's based on Zayne's dream, he's been acting more hesitant. Could it be? Zayne, this nightmare is more than just a dream to you, right? I sense his hand subtly move, a testament to its master's emotions that are always restrained.
A dream remains a dream so long as you wake up from it. But when that day comes, when I can't wake up.
Are you worried that you'll be trapped in your dreams? Or that your dreams will encroach on reality? If that day ever comes. Even if the world falls into chaos and everything turns upside down, I'll never forget who I am. And I won't forget who you are. And by then, I'll find you in your dreams. The real you. The resonance's light quietly flows from my fingers as I make a not-so-solemn promise in a calm voice. Zayne's breath hitches as if it's suspended in the air for a while. Then he exhales, his breath carrying the weight of unspoken sentiments. If all else fails, I'll bury you in the body of a snowman. You'll be a super big snowman.
What?
I close my eyes and banish the myriad of questions and worries from my mind. If you can't deal with it by yourself, then we'll face it together. I'm the best there is, so I'm sure I can lend a hand.
I see your problem-solving skills are more on the straightforward, brutal side. Should we consider this a side effect of you becoming stronger?
It's called having the freedom that comes with power. Now all the black ice has disappeared. How are you feeling, Doctor? Does it still hurt? I look up and meet Zayne's gaze. It seems he's been observing me for a while.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
Don't. And just as I'm about to tell Zayne not to lie again, he turns over my hand. A sliver of glimmering icy light appears in my palm. He takes back his hand, and two chubby little ice seals stumble into my hand.
You get two. As an escort, you are very professional while on the job. This is your reward, since I have nothing else to give you. Do you trust me now?
He literally just made two Monties for me. Like, literal two Monties. From where I am, light and shadows dance upon his features. They accentuate the mirth in his eyes. And you keep telling me not to push myself, but you also need to stop disregarding your safety. He nods. I clench my hand and reach out to him. I help him stand up on his feet as I get up. Now you said... man, you're a big boy. Said this dream has 2 layers. Are we in the outer one because we broke the inner layer now? Zayne doesn't refute my statement. He turns around and walks ahead to open the door. We step out to be greeted by a night breeze. We retrace our steps through the corridor and return to the hospital garden, which feels familiar, yet strange.
A mutated Wanderer's protofield defies normal logic. It could be hiding anywhere.
Now outside the hospital, skyscrapers rise like towering concrete trees in a forest. Meanwhile, the rest of the city stands in eerie silence. I can use my evil to return the protofield to its original state.
Negative consequences born from mistakes don't need to be fixed.
The sky swiftly darkens, as if time itself has been accelerated.
We have no choice but to destroy this place.
Wait. You're evil. We'll do it together.
Are you ready?
Oh, hell yeah. Black snowflakes drift from our interlocked fingers. The night wind momentarily suspends more swirling into a frenzied flurry once more. And underneath our feet, a banging soundtrack starts to play. The ground, the buildings, and even the particles floating in the air were all ensnared in the swift spread of the chilling night, wrapped in its icy rhythm. In an instant, the entire world froze into a black amber. A rift violently tears through the fabric of this space. The Wanderer can't hide anymore. It screeches and reveals its true form. There it is. Sephiroth. Zayne's coat flutters wildly in the wind. Amidst nightmarish darkness, an icy glimmer materializes in his hand.
Let's end this before the breaking dawn arrives.
Because he's a Dawnbreaker! He's a Dawnbreaker! Let's go! Dawnbreaker! Once the final blow is dealt to the Wanderer, an intense tremor surges from the depths of my heart. But the resonance is unmistakably... I think they spelled that wrong. But the resonance is unmistakable this time. It's akin to gentle waves brimming with power. A light, warm glow gently descends into my palm. Is this Chansha Hospital? The breaking dawn's light streams in through the window, and in the silent corridor the air carries a faint scent of disinfectant. Have we returned? Zayne?
I'm here.
Oh boy. As my hand is tenderly squeezed, I turn my head. Zayne is next to me. Wait, I need to double check. Are we still in a protofield? Are we in reality? Turn around first. Let me take a look at those cheeks. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There's the money shot. And turn back now. Though his expression has a bit of helplessness, Zayne still complies.
Are you double-checking or making me play a game of turnaround?
I'm confirming that Dr. Zayne is the person with me right now. A burst of laughter erupts from deep within me, but in the very next second I collapse onto the ground. His arms immediately extend to steady me.
Are you alright?
Ah, fine. I reach out, but stop once I realize I'm holding something. I open my hand and see a protocol fragment. It emits a faint green glow. A fragment of the ether core. At least our effort wasn't for nothing.
You're back.
Dr. Zayne.
Captain Willow and the others rush over from the opposite end of the corridor. The expressions reflect a mixture of relief, joy, and concern.
Are you two okay? You're not hurt, are you? It's been 3 whole days since you were trapped in that Wanderer's proto.
3 whole days?
Everyone's been worried sick.
From Captain Willow, I learned that exactly 3 days had passed since we entered the peculiar protofield. The patient has been relocated to a secure ward and is now out of danger following resuscitation. During this time, the entire hospital was being protected by Chansha City's hunters, who carried out a thorough investigation.
By the way, we discovered a strange device while investigating the ICU.
Speaking in a quieter tone, sorry I burped, she gives me a sealed, transparent bag.
We found it hidden inside a flux stabilizer that was sitting in a corner. Almost went unnoticed. Ever since that incident happened in the ER, The hospital's flux stabilizers have been examined or replaced.
So only recently did someone tamper with one of them. I take the sealed bag and show a grateful smile. I'll ask the association to conduct an investigation. Thank you. Lincoln City, 3 days later. I open the door to Zayne's home. It's quiet. Zayne? I tiptoe into the living room. Zayne is peacefully sleeping by standing up. The curtains gently flutter in the warm breeze. Light and shadows glide from his nose to his chin. Is he sleeping whilst he's standing up? I move closer and place my hand over his chest. Phew. He's just sleeping. He must be exhausted. Oh, I cut him off whilst he was snoring, sorry. Approaching Zayne, I kneel down to be at eye level with him. I carefully cover him with a blanket that was draped on the couch. The tension on Zayne's furrowed brow dissipates. His breathing is steady and his expression is serene and relaxed. I look at his face, the thoughts in my mind racing as I reflect on the whirlwind of events that have unfolded recently. He can finally rest. My watch vibrates. I leave the living room and answer Simone's call. I love that song.
The preliminary analysis results are out for the thing you brought back.
Tell me.
It has an intricate structure. Took me a while to disassemble it. I found a radio frequency chip that resonates with metaflux fluctuations. Basically, it's an energy transmitter. It can locate protocores and even attract wanderers via fluctuations.
A wanderer attracting transmitter. As I recall what had happened, one figure stands out as the most suspicious. Carter. He just showed up out of the blue, and after the patient displayed an abnormalities. I share my suspicions with Simone. She then poses her own questions.
The complexity of this small device is far beyond his understanding, and even Xander Sciences. It exhibits highly advanced protocore technology.
She's a traitor.
Xander Sciences is a medical institution.
She's a hot traitor.
There's no way they could possess protocore tech that rivals the association, right?
She's an attractive traitor. Ah. So, what are you thinking, traitor?
After the founder of Xander Sciences, Raymond, passed away, the company's future was uncertain. Only recently was it acquired by a well-known group. Its biggest shareholder right now should be... Ever.
It's at that moment, the fragmented pieces of information in my mind gradually lock into place and form a cohesive picture. Carter mentioned a patient at Chansha Hospital had been undergoing long-term treatment at Xander Sciences. Raymond, the founder of Xander Sciences, was in a similar situation. If the peculiar crystals in the operating room and the monsters in the N109 zone come from the same source, well, that means Eva is creating monsters. Caleb is part of an organization that is creating monsters. Once again, Zayne finds himself chasing after that familiar figure. Under radiant sunlight, cicadas chirp in the background while the pristine azure sky stretches as far as the eye can see. The sun sits on the edge of the city's high-rise buildings. The girl turns to him. She smiles. At least he caught up to her.
Finally.
Oh, so this is Dawnbreaker Zayne. So before, we were dreaming and we were in Dawnbreaker Zayne's outfit, but it was Dr. Zayne. This is actual true Dawnbreaker Zayne in Dr. Zayne's body. If that makes sense. He holds out his hand to the girl and she firmly grasps it. And then he's gone back. That's so sad. Yet the two find themselves tumbling back into the seemingly endless empty corridor. Black crystals emerge from his palm. They encroach on the girl's forearm. Sunlight is engulfed by darkness once more. What, the front door? So he's still living in his nightmare. Oh, that was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed that after reading the anecdote. Damn, that was such a good chapter. It was freaking long. I've done a lot of reading, guys, today. Like, I've run out of energy, but I really enjoyed that. Oh, Zayne. Is there more? I was gonna say, if there's more, holy mackerel. Well, that was awesome. That was really sick. But that was really, really interesting. That was a fantastic bloody stream. That was a bloody good stream. We covered such good stories. Zayne is like... Oh, man. After doing this, I really like him a lot more. I do like him. I love it.